tired.
Yeah. So we're here on Church Road on 13th of the 6th, 24, with the great Pat Doyle. Pat is the award winner for Teastas Omois this year, and that's boosts the interview. He needed to be interviewed anyway, but this is brought forward, let's say. So thanks very much, Pat, for doing the interview. And we'll start with your day of birth there, Pat.
23rd of January 1943.
1943. And your earliest memories, Pat, either
well,
GAA-wise or
GAA-wise,
in life in general?
Yeah, in life in general, I remember the sky being black, and I thought it was only an illusion I had. But I discovered it was the American Air Force returning home after World War II in 1947. And that's the only thing you can put, because I couldn't have that stuck in my mind since, but I could never get it until I saw it on the television here the other night. The sky was black.
Yes.
With planes. They went in a group.
Peter Hogan, man.
Yeah.
That must have been some sight.
Oh, it was some sight.
Yeah.
It was some sight. That's it stand out then. Then we got into the sport. We played cowboys and Indians, and over in Hall there's Wood there where the golf club is now. But there was a land steward, Andy Graham, and you couldn't get in there very handy. He'd run you out with all.
Snake you in.
Yeah. But it covered a lot of our time in down in national school and that, you know. Then Mickey McGrath, Leslie Perry, and Willie, my younger brother Willie, we used to hurl on Church Road. Especially, I think, when mixed hurling started to get going in 54, 55. There was very little traffic.
Yes. And
we'd go down to just below the old courthouse.
Right.
Where Mara Academy is now, and we put 2 stones on the road, and that was the goal.
I think so.
Yeah, and then the ball run to Denny Connors then.
They were retrieving on that one.
Yeah. Well, that was the way we spent our days,
yes.
Really, you know.
Yes, yeah. And money was scarce, I assume.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Oh, it was. Yeah.
Scarce money.
Scarce money, and the best thing was, well, then. My uncle Tommy and Nick got a hold of the cinema below. They bought it there.
Yes.
And you had a matinee there on a Sunday.
Yes.
And then you got old enough to go to the midnight or the night showing.
Yes.
So that brought another era.
Very good. And that must have been, the pictures coming to town must have been some
it was massive.
Yes.
Massive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and God, it was all new to us.
Yes.
You know. We had the meadow then, of course,
yes.
Courtesy of Robert Hall there for many, many years.
Yes.
And I remember him going around with a hickory shafted golf club cutting thistles.
Peter Hogan, man.
Yeah, that's what he used to do it with one hand. But a gentleman too.
Yes.
We were resident in the Bridge Meadow for a long time.
Yes.
And after that, then of course we had to get out, and Pat Cadden and the Hendricks and who else?
Jimmy Keogh.
Jimmy Keogh, yeah. All came to the rescue. Yeah. But I remember, strange to late now, I remember playing a match in Moonahaw.
Aye.
Up where Curry has the house now.
Aye.
Up at the back of that.
Peter Hogan, man.
And I got a lift back down on the handlebars of a bike with Thomas Hayes.
Peter Hogan, man.
And I was afraid of me.
Take your life in your hands.
I was afraid of my solid life. But I remember that now as like yesterday.
Yeah, and who owned the field at that time, do you know, Pat?
I'd say Mrs. Killeen.
Yeah, yeah.
She lived up there, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. Or up the lane there.
Yeah. Or it could have been Murphy's either.
Yes. So your biggest influence at that age then, Pat, in GA terms, was that your life in general?
Yeah, well, Nicky Record came to town then as a vet in 54 or 55. And of course he was a star.
Yes.
So everyone got hurling.
He was a national star.
He was a national star, he was indeed. Yeah. He was indeed, and much sought after as when I never saw Sean Classy, who was a great Kilkenny hurler, until one day in the meadow, one evening in the meadow. I was across the other side of the river, and I saw a lad in green and Nicky poking the ball around.
Yes.
And here was Classy. He was based in the bank in Baglinstown, but he was doing temporary work down here, and he used to ride the bike from Baglinstown to here.
Yeah, holy man.
So that's we tried to get good at hurling then.
Yeah.
And Willie and myself used to go with a Sunday evening after the bus would bring us to Belfield maybe. We'd snake across the Dakins field where our complex is now.
Right, yeah.
And we'd try to imitate what we saw.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know, and you were all the time with your eye out that someone would come and run you out of it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was that started.
That was the start of it.
That was the start of it, yeah. And then I remember the first time I was ever in Croke Park was 56. In the old Hogan stand, Wexford played Kildare in football in the Leinster final.
Right.
And my interest in football developed from there too, because there wasn't, although as I discovered later, many years later, my father-in-law was on the 1913 with John Wall.
Oh, yeah, we don't man.
Yeah, Val Connolly.
Val Connolly, we don't man.
Yeah, so
yes.
I never met the man, God rest him, but there you go.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Mm.
So, under any structure at the time then, Pat?
Neil. Sean Cowan. Sean Cowan was the main driver. He had the shop there on Early Street. And we used to congregate there, and then we got to minor. There was no structure at underage as such. When we got to minor, there was the championship.
Right.
But there was only one match.
Yes.
In
or out. Usually out as well.
Usually out, yeah.
Yeah.
But we began to get stronger. And in that time now, Patsy Dorn, I remember him when he came to Mulreddins. There's a Clark there, and I think he was down Court and Cuddy, but he was a good hurler,
yes.
Footballer. But if you were in the bank or that, and a guard or that, when you came to the town, you were on the team.
Straight away.
Yeah, you're guaranteed.
You have to play yourself off the team.
Yeah, that's the truth, yeah. Yeah, there was some like Sir George Rankin and John Halpton and them. They were all good to get on any team, you know.
Yeah. There was an O'Brien man.
John O'Brien.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. A demon too.
Yeah. So only for little John, then your underage structure activity would have been.
And we'd had none. We'd had nothing.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know where we'd went, because I came then that my father and mother got me go to them all now. They got us off the college in St. Peter's.
Yes.
And that left that you had the summer holidays to,
yes.
You know, and you played hurling, you worked and you played hurling,
yes.
And football.
Yes.
And you went over, the adults used to, it was a half day here on a Thursday, and the adults would hurl. Larry Doyle, the stone cutter now, that stands out in my mind. Tony O'Loughlin Senior was hurling at the time. Used to be Tom Myler. He used to be heavy hitting out there.
Yeah. And that'd be on the second afternoon of a Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay,
1 o'clock.
Yeah.
It was an official half day.
Yes.
Behind the whole town closed down.
Yes.
And you went over there and stood behind the goal and hit the ball back to him.
Yes. Stay well out of the way.
God, I remember the balls weren't sliced there, and I remember getting hit in the chest behind the goal. And it taught me all my days were numbered. Stars. But they were good times, you know.
Yeah. So move on to the adult and Pat, adult teams in Bunclody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adult teams, we played junior. We played junior in Ferns against the Starlights. It was the first adult team I played with. We were junior football.
Yes.
And hurling, but mostly football.
Yes.
And you had some of the older stages, Kieran O'Grady, Peter Jordan, who else? There was, you know, there was a mixture of the upcoming youth.
Yes.
John Jordan, Patsy Clear, Nicky Kavanagh. Who else? Johnny Connors had been playing with Kilrush and he came to live in the town.
Yes.
Tom Kane, Willie, and then George Rankin came to the town and he fitted it.
Yes.
We fitted him in.
Yes. The Learys, Liam Leary, Dan Leary.
Yes. Liam Leary played a good bit of hurling.
Yeah.
And he had a tremendous shot.
Yes.
He was to bring the hurl from the top down.
Yes.
He was left-handed.
Yeah.
You know, Dan not so much. He hurled and all, but Liam would have been, and Liam was a great high jumper.
Yes. Great athlete.
Great athlete, yeah. He won Leinster several times.
Yeah.
And then of course you had the man's Gene with the throwing the weights. And,
Yeah.
So we had Leinster champions here way back.
Yeah, I think so. So the names of the team that time, Pat, was it football? Was there something about St. Vincent's? Was that?
Yeah.
That in your time?
Yeah. The hurling was St. Vincent's.
The hurling was St. Vincent's.
To my recall.
Yes, and the football was the halfway house.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And do you know when we dropped St. Vincent's from it, or
Well, it was around the time that was the
came back together maybe?
Yeah, before we came back together. The time that we split up.
Yes.
That came up for discussion as well.
Yes.
And it was decided that we'd go under one banner for hurling and football.
Yes.
Halfway House Bunclody.
Yes. Right.
And since then, I'm sure it was a great. It went from strength to strength then, because all the younger lads, not so much your age, but you were too young at the time. But
well, all the lads that had one record league were starting.
Yeah, they were all starting.
Yeah.
And Father Byrne and Father Jimmy Ryan and Mick D.
Their work was starting.
Their work was beginning to show.
Yeah.
You know, so you had.
At their level.
Yeah.
So you became secretary and involved in the club and the management of the club.
Yes, I did for 4 or 5 years.
Yes.
I think Patsy Clear was my predecessor.
Yes.
And
Peter Kelly was your chairman at that stage.
But Tony Loughlin was the chairman.
Tony Loughlin was chairman.
Yeah, yes. And then Peter took over then later on.
Yes.
A few years later
1980, that was Peter.
1979 or 80, yeah.
Yeah. So what was the thinking? What was the mood around that change, Pat?
And
Kelly had been there for a long time, and he was going stale, or what?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Not putting words in your mouth now.
But I'd say you've hit the nail upon the head now.
Yes.
He had done an awful lot.
Yes.
Got himself and Sean Coleman and Paddy, did Tommy Roberts down Rail Road there as well.
Yeah.
They had done tremendous work now. Yeah. As had Paddy Long and Paddy Dillon.
I mean, you say tremendous work, and that was keeping it going.
Keeping it going.
Yes.
Keeping it, just keeping it going.
Yes.
It used to run a silver circle.
Yes.
For funding, I suppose,
yes.
The only way they could get it.
Yeah.
But there were great men in that context, yes. Because it wasn't ideal.
Yeah.
It only grew then it grew with the underage.
Yes.
As I saw it.
Yeah.
You know, so Father Byrne and Jimmy Ryan and Mick D really got it.
So how long were you secretary for, Pat?
I think it was 4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years.
Yeah. And then
So you were secretary in the good times, 82 and 85, when they won them.
No, I think it was. Oh, I was that.
Yeah.
What was I?
You were in 82.
I was in 82, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
The header was a header next man.
the header was the next man, yeah.
Isn't
Yeah. That'd be good to him now.
Yeah. He didn't take it to heart too much.
No. he used to do the minutes on a fag box.
Yeah.
But a great club man too,
Yes.
as were all the Hendricks. We were lucky that we had families. You know, they're the backbone of any club.
Yes. Yeah.
But take your own family, take the Hendricks,
Yes.
take, who else had it? Hughes. Yeah. Connors, yeah. You know, they
Great input.
yeah, they were the backbone of any team.
Yeah. So you progressed on to the county board in Pat?
Yes, I became assistant secretary in, I think it was 1980.
That was at the request of
Tomas O'Murrough, who was county secretary.
and a Bunclody resident at the time.
And a Bunclody resident at the time, and he returned from England. He was in the building business.
Yes.
And he
was a hardened man, I believe.
Yes. Yeah. There was no
strong beliefs.
No middle ground with them.
No.
He learned he was very fond of Irish.
Yes.
He learned it in the Curragh when he was in third. He told me by De Blair, as he used to say himself.
Yes.
In early 40s.
Yes.
And then one incident I remember while we were playing in, the county team was playing in the league, playing Donegal. And we went up on the bus, Mick Dean and myself, for Mick was a selector at that time, I think. I was secretary to the team, and we stayed in Bundoran in Brian McAniff's hotel, Holyrood. But Noel Swords, Brahman Noel Swords, I remember going mad. Because Donegal were handy, but they were tough.
Yes.
Mick Carty was knocked out.
He's a huggy man.
And that, you know.
Yes.
But we put Noel Swords in on the lad that knocked them out, and I tell you one thing. He didn't like it. We won that match, would you believe?
He's a huggy man.
Yeah. So, what brought me on to that now?
Well, you were secretary to that.
Oh, yeah. So it was mostly Tomas was the county secretary.
Yes.
So he was with the hurlers.
Yes, yeah.
Only if he wasn't there, would I be with the hurlers?
Yeah.
So it suited it, you know.
Yeah. And you would be interested in the football anyway.
Yes.
So you went on then in the county board. You were in the county board for a long time, Pat. You were.
Oh God, I was
development officer and different things.
I was.
Yes.
Irish officer. Yeah.
Couple of football.
Yeah.
Yes.
Leinster Council delegate for a good few years.
Yes.
And
well, travelling that is a powder.
well, mostly Port you know.
Yeah, wouldn't be the way.
And there was a good bits in it as well, you know.
Yeah.
You got expenses.
Yes.
For travelling.
Yes.
Which were welcome.
Yeah.
You met lads from other counties and got ideas from lads.
Yeah.
But, you know.
That was similar interest, like.
Yes. We're all GAA men.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mick Delaney, was the secretary. He was great.
Yeah.
You know.
He was around for a long time, wasn't he?
Oh God, he was.
Yeah.
He was brilliant. But you got ideas and thoughts and how other clubs in counties were doing.
Yes. Yeah.
So you could bring them back and try and implement them.
And we have to remind our viewers, like, that was pre-Facebook time and
all that
crap. If you went outside your own circle, you'd be in a different world, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, totally, yeah.
Yes, great, Pat. So we go on then to the best players you encountered or seen in your time, Pat. Either played against, played with, or seen.
So yeah, I'd say Matty Ford was the best footballer I saw.
Yes.
In Mexford.
Yes. And how would you rate Matty in a countrywide?
Oh, very highly. He'd be on a team. He had everything.
Skill wise, be hard to beat, wouldn't he?
Skill wise,
yeah.
Yeah. He was excellent. Mick Carty was good. Yeah. Phil Wilson. Hurling and football.
Yes. And I suppose you mentioned dual players, Martin Quigley, George O'Connor.
Yes, Martin Quigley.
Outstanding footballer too.
Oh God, he was, yeah. George O'Connor.
Yeah.
George O'Connor was outstanding.
Wasn't it?
Yeah. You could think back now. You'd come up
Yeah.
with a good few, but you'd be spoiled for
Yeah.
choice.
So
you know.
when you were coming, Castledown were making the breakthrough from junior to
Yeah.
senior pattern, they had a big impact on the
Oh, they had.
county for years.
They had, yeah, and they had a good few on the county team, rightly so.
Yeah, yeah.
The Sheridans and the Shaughnessys and who else?
Great Andy Merrigan.
The great Andy Merrigan, yeah.
Yes.
They were hard to beat.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they kept it going for years.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Sure, they're back at the top table
They're
now.
back at, yeah, better than ever.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Very good.
Yeah. They're in the district, Ballyhogue were always difficult to beat.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
They always had a good backbone.
Yes.
And your own, although they didn't take much, your father's club, the Holler Rangers, they didn't take a big interest in football, but by Jesus, they were hard to beat.
Yeah. My father told me one time about the great football team was there in Marston before he came. He said there was the Morrises and the Roaches, he says, and they were all over 6 foot, massive big team, and a great football team. And he said Paddy Hans O'Brien, the man that got full back on team in the centre,
That's right.
was working down there and couldn't get his players on the team.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, how come they never won junior football?
Well, the funny thing about it was, there were more, hurling was the big interest.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But they were tough to beat too.
Yes, there was great battles here with Bunclody in '68.
Oh God. Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, we made the breakthrough in '68.
Yes.
Memorable and not so memorable from my viewpoint. We were I was driving the lorry for my father, and we were.
They were in the Hollies business, man.
In the Hollies business, unique, yeah. And on the Saturday.
This is before the county final.
Yeah, the day before the county final.
Yes.
Yeah. We got a few drinks on the way home in Ballycarney and that, and as I parked the lorry on the square, which was which we used to do.
Yes, yeah.
I was coming up around the corner, and who did I meet? Only the Bass Loughlin, who was a selector with Father Byrne and Paddy Long, I think.
John Hendrick.
John Hendrick would have been too, yeah. Oh yeah, John Hendrick, yeah. But he stopped me anyhow, he stopped to my talk for a minute anyhow, and I didn't realise the team had been picked. And I had been picked on it.
Yes.
But then I was dropped, of course.
Yes.
Alcohol. So.
That was a big disappointment, man.
Oh God, it was.
Yeah.
It surely was. It surely was, Dean. But Tom Hendrick replaced me, and he did what he never did after. He scored the point from then line.
Miracle point.
Yeah, miracle point. Yeah.
Yes.
But Willie, the brother, was playing, and at half time they made a switch and brought me in. Now I won't say I changed the game or anything, but it was great to play in it.
Great to play in it, yeah.
Yeah, and that was the breakthrough.
And how would you rate that? How would you rate that decision to drop your Pat? Like, did it affect you in any way? Or?
No. Well, like from that on, we went senior. Then you see.
There was no intermediate.
No.
Yes.
And I kind of drifted away.
Yes.
Into the pub.
Yes.
And I was young enough to get in with an older group, I suppose, who had money,
yes.
which I didn't have.
Yeah.
And the one thing it was great for was driving cars home without crashing.
Yes.
So I was useful.
Yes.
In that context, except that it affected me, and I became a full-blown alcoholic after, and that's a long time.
Yes.
And I had seen a good bit of it.
Yes.
At home and abroad.
Yes.
But it didn't deter me, and sure, of course, I didn't know for years that it was a disease.
Yes.
But I fought it unsuccessfully.
Had you seek help at this stage, Pat?
No, I didn't need help.
You were doing your own thing.
Yeah, I was a heavy drinker,
yes.
but I wasn't an alcoholic.
Yes, yeah,
you know. Luckily, Mrs. Kennedy, who was in St. John and God's, said to me, "You're only," and I'm coming home, "your only hope to stay going is to get to an AA. Is there an AA group near you?" And I said, there's crowd meets down in Brennan's, I think that's over there. But she said, you get there and you'll get help. And I did. There's a lot of local lads that, well, I won't say a lot, a good few local lads I drank with.
Yes.
Were in it already before.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, it was an expensive club.
Yeah.
But I got great help.
You found the support there, man.
Oh, Jesus'
Yes.
name, it was unbelievable.
Yes.
And then my own family, like,
Yes.
they were brilliant. All types of support, you know.
Yes.
And you had I was travelling for Buttles at the time.
Yes.
And you were going different towns, and you had an AA man owned the shop there.
Right, yeah.
A shoe shop, or
Yeah.
in Tullow, another one in Athy, you know. So
Yeah. And would you make it your business to talk to them lads?
oh, God, it
Yeah,
would.
call them,
Yeah.
So you're getting therapy sort of every day?
Yeah,
Yes.
daily dose.
Yes,
Yeah,
great,
which was great.
Yes, and necessary.
Yes, and then I got back. I was early 30s at the time, but I got back playing a bit of football and hurling to kill
Avoid.
the idle time.
Yes, yeah.
And then got married, 1970, and sure I had, I suppose, and my wife had 3 or 4 years of that,
Yes.
and eventually Nicky and Rory and a few more, Mikey, Tony, Sean.
You may give a second name as Pat because the people on the
Oh, yeah.
looking at this won't know.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
No. Well, that's one of the reasons it's called anonymous.
Yes.
So I lapsed into
Yes.
you know, Nicky Rackard was of course he was driving force and everything he
Everything
did.
he done. Yeah.
And then there was Tim Tullerman. He played for Down when he was 16.
Aye, you know what you mean,
There was
So now the lads that you were drinking with were all
there was a good few of
they
them.
were gone to the other side now.
Yeah, there was a good
steer you in the right direction.
Yeah, and where's most helpful, Mikey Wall, Tony Jordan.
Yes.
None. I was the youngest.
Yes.
You know, I qualified by that.
Yeah.
But we had a trip to London in 1980. Martin Doyle was another one, who was a good chap.
Yes.
He was a good footballer and hurler. But we went to London anyhow, and I organised it through the good offices of Tomas as well, because he had spent his time there.
Yeah.
And I got contacts, Tommy Harrell, the Horsewood, was my contact over there, and he arranged everything.
Yes.
But we went to London, and of course I broke out on a Good Friday.
Yes.
Went back to my old ways.
Yes.
I was different, away from home, no one knew me.
Yeah.
Only the lads on the trip, and they were excellent too, like, you know.
Yeah.
Got back to AA, and a day at a time. I've never looked back since. But it was tough going, you know,
Yes.
in the sense that I often drove down the town on a Sunday night and sat at the bottom of the mall, and I'd look down to Grady's and all the lads were out drinking pints and everything. And you know, I was doing all the wrong things.
Yes.
And then I said it one night at the meeting, and Nicky said to me, "Don't be cracked. You had enough of that."
Yeah.
But only for that help, I wouldn't be talking to you today.
Be the huggy man.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, well, listen, it's a great story, and as I say, I suppose in A terms you never touch yourself as cured.
No. Your last drink.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
But it can be applied. You know, I see on the telly there now, Richie Power and Oisin with Honda, with Gamblers Anonymous.
Yeah.
And it's great.
Great.
It's a great fellowship.
And it's great people coming out to help others.
Well, you see, you were frowned upon, and there was sort of stigma attached to it. You know, I remember the first meeting I went to down in Brennan's. All the boys were on the corner over on Bond's corner, Billy Bond's corner, and a summer's evening in August, and I going down the steps to an AA meeting, and they going into the pub. But there were all little things sent to try me.
Yes.
I suppose.
Yes.
And I don't dwell on them, but I thank God. And
Yeah, well, I think it's great that you're maybe giving encouragement to someone, which you have been doing anyway. But on camera, I mean.
Yeah, well, somebody said to me, he said, I'm not putting enough into it. I'm not giving back enough. And he said to me, by what you're doing, by your example, you are.
Yeah.
No, that eased my mind a bit, but.
Yeah. So that's
tough time.
Tough time, and sure, great to be
able
to talk about, isn't it?
Yeah, oh God, such great. Yeah, and the children came along then, and then stuck with me. And
yes, great.
And neighbours and family, and God, if anyone got help, I got help.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Great.
For all sorts.
So
and then I got back onto the whole team here, although I was pushing on a bit.
Yes.
But lads getting hurt and that, I'd get a half an hour. So we got to the 76 final then and won that.
Yeah. And she played as late as...
Oh God, 80.
Yeah, but you were cornerback on the senior team in...
Oh, I was.
77.
77. Yeah, I was.
Yeah, great.
Again, the district.
Yeah.
That's right, they're howling.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and then the younger lads were coming, and it was time to step aside, really.
Yeah. Well, that's what you need to happen, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
That you're pushed out of your place.
Oh yeah. Well, you see,
the team was going to progress.
The game was getting faster too.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And with a strong junior team that thing then as well.
Yes.
As a result of that.
Yes.
Young lads coming and lads coming.
That is true. There was a great mix.
Yeah, great mix. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the two county finals in 1980.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
We lost the two of them.
Lost the two, yeah.
And Pint and was it a Pint?
A draw for the.
Oh yes.
Was a draw.
Yeah, the junior was a draw.
Lost in the replay, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Pushing down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember a big Philip Lynch.
Yes, right.
He come in full forward, I was full back, and John Candyman was refereeing it.
Yeah.
And I went out to this ball and they got the greatest push of all time, and it was no free. And
who was that referee?
Was it John Canavan? No.
Dan Kendi.
Dan Kendi.
He dogged it.
You're dogged it.
From start to finish.
He dogged us. Dan Kendi is right.
Yeah.
Oh God, he did.
Yeah. From start to finish.
Yeah, we got nothing.
I don't know from Lemref, but Peter.
No.
There we got dogged already.
We surely did.
Didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
He gave us nothing.
No.
So you're...
back on track I was.
So we say the mood for change in the 70s then, Pat, that the club was rising. We're off to mention there that Father Byrne and Father Ryan were
in
the early 70s. Now then we're up around 78, 79 now. These lads now are now 20 years of age.
They are, and there's plenty of them, and the problem was we didn't have a field.
Yes.
We needed a home. We had relied on the goodwill of the people, as I say, and we were in Cabinetsfield at this stage, on the road and over the road. We got a field off them every year.
Yes.
But the decision was made then to form a park committee to go look into buying the premises where we could call home. A big one, but then they came up with greats and Jimmy Keogh and then the banker and them the sheep and the scheme. So not everyone was in favour of it on the committee, which led to some problems, but we got over them eventually. Tony O'Loughlin Senior wasn't for it from the simple reason he didn't want to borrow money.
Yes.
I thought myself, and he'd been at the helm for a long time.
Yes.
And pulled us through many things as well, but myself and Sean Coleman were the stalwarts, and Paddy Dillon, Paddy Long, Nellie Kenny then was up there in the halfway. There was Jack Kenny, there was a feeling going around, you could get it from time to time, that the halfway wasn't getting the proper representation.
Yes.
that part of the parish.
Yes.
So eventually, anyhow, I think it was, I don't know what year it was now, 72. They broke away and went as the halfway house.
Yes.
Did it come down to the change of the name here? I'm thinking it did, Liam.
Yes. So just to put the viewers on it. So we were playing under the banner of Halfway House.
Yes.
And then it was decided to change the name to Bunclody.
Yeah. Well, you see, we played hurling under the banner of St. Vincent's.
Yeah.
And football under Halfway House, Bunclody.
Well, no,
Bunclody.
Yeah, Bunclody.
Yeah.
Or the Halfway was. And then we changed to Bunclody.
That's right.
And that was the final name.
That nailed it.
Yes.
The halfway was,
Yeah.
and it was agreed that we change it to Bunclody, and that broke the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yes. So now the Halfway went out on their own.
Yeah.
Bunclody on their own.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it wasn't good for either.
Yeah.
But we got back together.
And give us a rundown on that part, how that all emerged. So we're now in 75.
Yeah.
3 years later, is that right?
Yeah, that'll be right. I was, as I say, I was on the road at the time, and I was acquainted with Jimmy Roach. He was the treasurer of Leinster Council at the time, or chairman, I forget which. But when I was in Wexford Town doing the calls, I'd always call into him.
Yes.
So I sought his advice. Seeing as he'd been through the mill and would have seen a lot at Leinster House.
And just to stop you there, Pat, were you getting a sense that people were gone fed up with this two-tier system and they wanted to get back? Was there an element of that?
There was a feeling that we should.
Yes.
That we had enough young lads coming that it'd be a sin to.
Yes.
Now that wasn't universal, but it was felt.
Yes.
So I asked him, and we arranged a meeting then. I think it was in old schoolhouse in Kinwishel, if I remember, and he chaired it.
Right.
And
did Nick Racker attend that?
I won't tell a lie. He was instrumental in part of it anyhow.
Yes.
In getting the two sides together. Now there was no great animosity except that when you got to the field of play there was.
Yes, yeah.
But we agreed anyhow to go back as a halfway house, Bunclody.
Right. So can you tell me who was negotiating on behalf of the club here and who was negotiating on the club in the half?
Well,
I
can't, because I was going through a pretty rough time.
Yes.
With the Gargle.
Yes.
Which 75 now was my first dry spell. So I'd say.
Was O'Loughlin pushing it, like?
He was. O'Loughlin was pushing it.
Yes.
The two Paddies, Paddy Dillon and Long.
Yes.
I'd say Jimmy Keogh was behind it too somewhere.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
There was a good lot of support.
Yes.
It didn't take a lot.
Yes.
But it needed to be solved.
Yes.
Because we were going nowhere.
Yes.
But there was a groundswell of opinion that we should get together, and so it was only a matter of. There's just a simple thing in the long run, and I think
someone grabbing the wool by the heart.
Yeah. I mean, it was good to have the experience of Jimmy Roach, and Nicky was involved.
Yes.
They had seen all before.
Yes. Yeah.
So that was the conclusion, and we never looked back.
Never looked back.
No.
So just to expand on that, then, so was there anyone in the club here? When I say here, because we're in Bunclody, was there anyone in Bunclody? Because there was a bit of aggro in the half. We had Father Jimmy Ryan.
That's
never
right.
played with half a house Bunclody.
No.
We had the Nolans who never played with half a house.
That's right.
And we had Mogi Hanji who went to Kilrush.
That's right.
And was there seemed to be more aggression up that side of the match than here?
Yeah.
For some reason.
I could never find a reason for it.
Yes.
Because my view at the time was we'd reached a good solution.
Yes.
In terms of a club.
Yeah. And a name.
In a name.
Yeah.
And going forward.
Yeah.
Because with so many good young lads.
Yeah.
So the future was what I was looking at, but there was there was residue.
Yes.
I don't know what.
The two Noels, I remember the two Noels playing for the Hollow Rangers. Father John and Peter.
I remember Peter playing on it, yeah.
Yeah, Father John did as well.
Did he?
I remember then, yeah.
He did not.
And Mo Hansi went to Kilrush.
He went to Kilrush, yeah.
And Father Ryan never played again. He never tugged out again. Even though he done Trojan work here in the club after.
He done Trojan work, yeah.
But he never tugged out for Bunclody.
No.
Never tugged out for the half a house Bunclody.
No, I think did he play with the Fintons?
Did he go back playing with them for a year?
Yeah. Near the end of his career. I think he did.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's just.
But he never. But he made up for it in other ways.
He did. Done a power
You
work,
know,
yeah.
Mm.
So that's great to have that mentioned, Pat. So we go to your. Oh yeah. So old Tony then would ousted be the right word or
Yeah.
how would you?
Well, I tell you, I was quite friendly with McDean. Because of the county team, he was involved and selector and that.
Yes.
And we used to go together in matches and that, and it came up. There was a bit of a what would I call it, undercurrent when the park came on the agenda that Tony Senior wasn't going to lead fray.
Yes.
And he so stated in as many words.
Yes.
So we had to look for a new chairman. And Mick Dean had a brother, Ned, in Enniscorthy, who was a bank manager. And behind the scenes, he went to Ned and said, would you get us, we want to buy a field, would just... Yep, okay. So I said, right, well, okay, Eugene Ryan was here at the time. I'll propose you for chairman then, and Eugene said that he'd second him, right? Which we did unbeknownst to us. Another faction in the club, if you like, had gone to Peter Kelly. And sure, when they came for the election of chairman, Peter Kelly swept in and Tony was swept out. And McDean didn't get a great show either.
Yes.
Although he was a great clubman.
Yes. Great clubman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that kind of, it didn't leave a sour taste, but it levelled things out a bit.
Yes. Yeah.
By one reason, we were beginning to have success at underage.
Yes.
And even the junior teams coming on, you know.
Yes.
And with under 21s, we won 77, 78 along there, you know. They were great teams.
Great teams, yeah.
Great teams.
Yeah. Great excitement.
And I got the whole thing moving again.
Yeah.
So we eventually, anyhow, we didn't know what to do and do it right. We couldn't go too far out of town because not everyone had a car.
Yes.
So, Johnny the banker was we spotted a field up the valley on Church Road.
Yes.
Which would make a pitch.
Yes.
Now it was bordering on the Church of Ireland graveyard.
Yes.
But that was the only thing. But we got a feeling that the Church of Ireland people wouldn't be happy with it.
Yes.
No, we didn't do it purposely.
Yeah.
But Mrs. Larbreen above wanted a field down here, and the field beside Harry McMullen's now was hers. So Johnny the banker was the negotiator there.
Right.
And we said we'd go to the auction and we'd buy the field up there.
That was O'Connor's field, was it?
O'Connor's,
yes.
Yeah. O'Connor's.
Yeah.
We'd buy the field up there and we'd swap it acre for acre with. So that was agreed. That was done. And I suppose there was a few weren't happy with it too, but
yeah.
we had a field in the town now.
Yes. So what year was that, Paddy? You had to throw a handle on that?
I'd say that was
Around the same thing?
76, 77. Yeah, because I'd say it was.
Yeah.
Then we had problems with the levelling of it and that, you know.
Yes.
Poor old McFagan, Kildavin was in that business, and
Yes.
then he got the job in Tree. So as he had any equipment, he was unfortunate he came across rock up in the top corner.
Yes.
Well, we got it done anyhow eventually.
Yes.
And then sure it went from strength to strength. The young lads now won one county titles, but they took over the run of the club, which was great.
Yes.
And got rid of fogies like yourselves, you know. We didn't all give up or anything, but we lent a hand, but they took, and it's great to see, and your son, Liam Jr., chairman there now, and a young committee.
Yes. Very young committee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're doing things the way they should be done.
Yeah. Well, sure. Doing
Yeah,
different,
yeah, well, we tried long enough the other way. But no, it's great to see. No,
Sure, it's a young man's game, isn't it?
It is.
You need, when you're in there, you need to be enthusiastic.
Yeah, but
And everyone gets burned out.
yeah,
Don't it?
everyone gets one.
Everyone gets
That's true, Liam. Yeah, that's true.
So,
Well, no, the only other thing, I never forgot I was the clubman. So when I was at Leinster Council and that, anything that was kind of going,
Yes.
I was able to put in that.
steer it this way.
Yeah,
Very good.
now it wasn't a lot,
Yes.
but there were several, you know, so many. And then you had other fellas there representing other counties who had gone through the same buying pitches and that, you know.
Yeah. So you're ready to get a bit of inside
Yeah,
information.
yeah.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong, what did go wrong. You go
Yeah.
up to Ireland there now, there's two teams
That's
in
right.
Ireland,
That's
Killeen, Ireland, Kilcruise.
Yeah.
That
They're surely not what you want.
No. So we were very fortunate then.
Yes. And sure, the pictures, the makings of the job really were.
Oh, it was.
And we lucky enough to be able to buy more land.
Oh God, that was the key.
Wasn't it, yeah.
Yeah, it was a magnificent structure over there. And then the soccer club
Yes.
pulled in alongside us.
Brilliant, sure, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. A great humble activity.
Sure, not everyone is a GAA man.
Oh,
But as long as they're playing something.
God, that's the soul.
Yeah.
So, I suppose we have the infrastructure then, Pat. So now we're at the stage where we're knocking on the door of the senior. You know, you're up to that stage.
Yeah.
76, 77.
Yeah.
We're knocking on the door of the senior, and I'm at your fondest memory. So I suppose you're in around that time.
Yeah. We were unfortunate in that County Board passed a motion that there be district teams allowed play in the Senior Football Championship and Senior Hurling.
Yes.
And we came up against sort of virtually, with the one exception, a county team. And they beat us. They were made of the Fintons, Rosslare, all down, you know, south of the county. Kilmore, yeah. And all, you know, you get 2 or 3 footballers out of each.
Yeah.
You were flying it. So we came a cropper on a couple of occasions against them in semi-finals and finals. But in 82, we had a lot of the younger lads now were really up and running. They were the team. And we made a decision to get an outside trainer. We had Willie Hillard of Carnew
In the 70s.
in the 70s, which proves that we won the junior, didn't we?
You won the intermediate.
Sorry.
76.
Intermediate had been reintroduced.
And going to the major hurling final the same year.
That's correct. Yeah, and seeing as that experiment went well, we said we go look for another.
Yes.
And we got it up. Peter and I went up to, we were selected to go up to Vincent Harvey in Carlow, former Carlow footballer and a good one. And he came down and one Saturday afternoon, and by God, I tell you one thing, I never saw as many in the field.
Yes.
Yeah, down in Cadmus Field, you know.
And training of a Saturday was all new to us.
Yes. Oh God, it was.
Yes.
Oh yeah. But we won 82 then.
Yes.
Vinny stayed with us for a while. He was also training Ballymanus up in Wicklow.
Yes.
And he hadn't a very reliable car, so he he left an imprint on the club,
He
you
did.
know.
He did. He did.
Yeah.
I remember one day, no money used to be scarce in them as well. And I was a tenner a session.
That's right.
So he was training Ballymanis and Shillelagh and ourselves.
Shillelagh, that's
Yeah,
right.
maybe that was 82 or 83.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what he had done was one morning the money was scarce, he arranged us to play a practice
That's
match
right.
against Ballymanis and Shillelagh.
That is correct. That is correct. Yeah.
So he got 10 off Ballymanis, 10 off us, 10 off Shillelagh. So that was in a good horse run that day.
Oh, no. He was big into the horses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a great character, wasn't he?
Oh, God, he was a
He
character.
talked football to come
Oh,
out of
Jesus.
Huh?
And he had a great memory.
Great memory, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a great character.
Yeah, we did no trip to Ballybunion. You will recall that.
Yes.
And he talked about that for years.
Yeah.
You know,
It was a great crack, wasn't
it?
it?
A great crack, yeah.
Yeah. And you're the big point of that one, Pat?
Yeah, well, I was trying to coordinate it, you know.
Yeah. And what you've been saying to me before, I thought that finished the halfway in Bunclody. We're never the halfway in Bunclody.
No.
Halfway house Bunclody.
That is correct.
That trick, I think.
I would totally agree with you.
Yeah. The young lads rocked in together and they had a awful crack.
Yes, they didn't have any names, but nothing to them.
No, hang up the top.
No. And it's the older generation, I suppose, you wouldn't know where it came from, you know.
Yeah.
I never discovered why.
Yes.
But nor did I look.
Yes, no.
But when we got back, sure, we only went upwards.
Yeah. Which made it a lot handier, didn't it?
Oh Lord, it did. Because fundraising and everything. Yeah, the whole parish for everyone in the parish contributed to the field, trying to find the field.
And we needed it all, didn't we?
Oh God, we did.
It was a hard work, a lot of money to raise.
Yeah.
So, your assessment of where the club is at the present, Pat?
They're in a great place.
Yes.
A bit of success on the field at senior level would be no harm.
Yes.
But at the come true.
We're losing them lads to Australia. They're
yes, we've
25 and 6 years of age.
It is, and you see, we lost a few of them tradesmen and them good men in the 70s too, to America.
Yes.
So, like other clubs, I suppose, but we were hit more badly, I thought.
We were.
Than
more
others.
builders on the job, hadn't we?
Yeah. But it was a great for the lads themselves, and they made great careers out of it. So they were the highlights. 82, 85.
Yep.
We won senior. No, George Rankin came in at one stage to train the team after
He
Vinny.
the 85 one.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he got us to the 85 final.
Yeah.
A good trainer too, but then you had the material to work with.
Yes.
I'm not taking from his input or anything, but you had the material to work with.
Yeah, but when you look back at them years, let's say from 77 to 87, say them 10 years, there was no reason we couldn't have won.
No, we underachieved.
We're good enough to win.
Yeah, we underachieved.
Yeah,
I totally agree with
you.
you.
So you needed someone like George to come in and crack the whip, didn't you?
Crack the whip, he exactly. Yeah.
Get the ball rolling.
Yeah, no, but we probably underachieved.
Yes.
But it was great to get a senior championship.
Ah, brilliant, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then she featured herself, you were back.
Yes.
You were in the backs.
Yes, yeah. It's great to be after playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no question about that.
Oh, yeah.
So, the next question then, Pat, is football losing its appeal?
Yes.
Yes. And in that loaded question then I'm saying, what's Jim Cavan's committee going to recommend that's going to improve?
Well, I haven't seen the in full, but snippets of it on the paper there that they're extending the D. You can only have 3 players in this and things like that. It's going to be hard to implement for referees, as I see it. I would have thought the biggest problem football has at the moment is, and I call it and still call it, basketball on grass.
Yes.
There's too much going back to goalkeepers, and now his committee's goalkeepers can only come so far.
Yes.
That'll help.
Yes.
But we'll never get back to the catch and kick,
No.
and maybe it is as well. But
Unless we get another few bomber listens.
yeah, but we have so much strength and conditioning and backroom teams now, even with clubs,
Yes.
that it's a major problem.
Yeah.
That you go out then and you end up playing across the field.
Yes.
You know, it's hard. It's gone a bit like Australian rules in a sense that you all get back together.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, it's not very appealing to look at, is it?
No.
Oh.
No, I'm very disappointed now.
Yes.
Well, I suppose Donegal brought in the blanket defence,
Yes.
and they're back again.
The gym is back again.
But they're playing a better brand of football now.
Yeah, they're going forward quicker anyway.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Like Kerry and Dublin, they always play, well, the majority of the time they play
A good brand.
A good brand, they're going
Yeah,
forward.
yes, an exciting game.
Kicking football. And
Yeah.
But because there's a lot of them county games you couldn't look at.
You could not even. I'm sad to say. Yeah. I you know, it's disappointing.
Yes.
That it's turned to that.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd never think.
No.
I sit down there far and I go to look at Meath and Kerry.
Couldn't look at it.
Beat the Lord, let's say things.
I couldn't. I had to get up.
You couldn't look at it.
No.
You
No.
couldn't.
No.
Desperately.
Desperate. Two good, two
You'd
great
never-
teams.
You'd never think it'd come to that, would you?
No.
So we'll go off GAA and Pat and life in Bunclody in general over your lifetime, looking back. Reared on Church Road.
Reared on Church Road, yeah. Good family life. Good.
Yes.
Good get together at 1 girl, gay, and then there was William, Ger, and Martin,
Yes.
and myself.
Yes.
And I was the first to come.
Yes.
But no, there were happy times,
Yes.
and there were some not so happy.
Yes.
But that happens everywhere, so it's,
Yeah.
we encountered and got out of trouble.
Yeah.
We had great neighbours. It was great. There's a different lifestyle to what's going on now.
Yes.
But then you may go with what's on today.
Yes.
You know, live with it.
Live it, yeah. You didn't yourself and I didn't move so far from.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
We went. This was a parochial field,
Yes.
and Father Breen's brother was a solicitor in Scarty, and we did the dealing through him.
Yes.
And then we were the first house in this field.
Ah, yeah. So you bought the site off the.
I want to say that
On the parish.
parish.
Yes, yeah. And built your own house on it.
Yeah.
That's the way it was.
Yeah, it was an Avonry.
Yes.
It came on the back of Tullery's.
Yes. Yeah. Poor
And it was put in.
Yeah,
And
yeah. The bricks around it.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a lovely estate, wasn't it?
Oh, lovely.
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 Yeah.
And it was in the town.
In the town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without being in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was great.
Yeah.
It was great. And then, you know, times did change.
Yes.
There was tough times back in the early 2000s. There was tough times in the 70s.
Yes.
There's always going to be tough times.
Yeah. Yeah. So sort of a revolving door, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's how you handle them.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you reared your family here, then, huh?
Yeah. They're
James, Nessa, and Parry, is that the way they are?
yeah.
Yeah. That's the
the
line you came
line.
in?
That's the line. Yeah.
Yeah. Very good.
James is up at Tullaway.
Yes. He's over the.
He runs emergency response down
Yes.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Nes-
Parry is down the country.
Parry's in Kilkenny.
Kilkenny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
What's he at, huh?
he's with public relations company in Merck Sharp and Dome.
Very good. And Nessa?
Nessa is went to the VEC, and now I won't put a title on her, but she's a lot of work to do.
Yes.
She's what would I say?
She doing all the slate or something?
No, she's meeting. She's in charge of all the VCs.
See how you went? Yeah.
Going.
A sort of general manager. Like,
Yeah, going around meeting the principals
Yes.
and James Murphy.
Yeah.
And seeing how they're doing and organising
Yes.
with the government minister. She meets herself and two or three of her workmates
Yes.
are delegated to meet every so often, and I suppose respond
Yes.
how we spending the money.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Yeah. How are this going or that going?
Yeah. So
Brilliant,
she's living in Gorey.
40. Very good. So grandkids, Pat?
Grandkids, yeah, the two there, Zach and Sheena. Sheena's a good camogie player,
Very good.
a good footballer,
Yes.
a good soccer player, a good rugby player.
I think so. Have it all.
Zach is coming, he's only 14. He's small, he's stretching now.
Yes.
Party has a daughter, Izzy, a little daughter.
Oh, maybe.
And James has Ella,
Very good.
James and Marie of Ella, and she's if I say so myself, because I gone to see her playing, she's with the Carlow County football camogie team,
Oh, would be good.
and she's quite good.
Yeah.
She's very good
Great
actually.
to good.
Yeah.
Great to good. So great seeing you following along.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, yeah.
Yeah.
But she's a Carlow woman to the last,
Yeah,
shouldn't
good. Should be very good. I'll be on it. I'll be on it.
Not a thing.
So I suppose life is incomparable now, Pat, when we were young.
Oh jeez, tis Liam.
The wealth that's around and,
Yeah.
and the thing people have that you couldn't even dream of that time, I suppose.
Well, the ability to get money now,
Yes, yeah.
to do what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
You might spend the rest of your life
Yes.
paying back,
Yeah.
but that facility is there
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
which
yeah.
wasn't.
Wasn't before, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You'd tremble if you had to go to the bank manager.
Yeah. And do you think the pace is more hurried now than before?
Yes.
The one thing I just noticed, if you come into Bunclody there now at 5:30 in the morning, there's way more traffic in Bunclody at 5:30 in the morning than there was at 9 o'clock when I was young.
Yeah. I totally agree with you. You see, a lot of people have to commute now, and they're carpooling and one thing and the other to try and save, and it's tough going.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd like to be in the position. You know, we had to fight a different.
Yeah.
But it was more at home, like you were more local, you know.
Yeah.
But I hear cars going down the road there at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. But it's hard going, isn't it?
It's tough going.
Yeah.
And then if you go up to Tinryland, sure they're all parked there.
Yeah, they're heading on to Dublin.
Yeah. You know, it's a day's work then.
Yeah. Another one on the way back.
Another one on the way back.
Yeah. It's just a long weekend.
It's a long week.
Yeah. I'd say it's not conducive to getting lads to do selectors or go over teams.
It's not. No. I'd say that's an area that could.
Yes.
That could come under pressure.
Yes.
Because you've done. They're rearing families, most of them now.
Yeah.
Young families, and they need to be looked after.
Yes.
So there's not enough hours in the day.
Not enough hours in the day for them.
And in a lot of places, the two people are working.
Yeah.
So it's tough.
And in most cases now people are older before they start a family as well.
Yes,
so your energy levels mightn't be as high.
Low, it'll be lower, yeah.
So if you deliver it all again, how would you do different?
Not much, Liam.
Yeah.
Not much.
Yes.
I definitely would avoid alcohol.
Yes.
That's a lesson that was dearly learnt.
Yes.
Lucky to escape it. Fortunate to have so many good friends and neighbours and everything. That's a day at a time. I'm getting over it, and I'll always be getting over it.
Yes.
But
you're up for the fight, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many things in life now that I enjoy.
Yes.
That I thought I couldn't.
Yes.
Without think, but
yes.
I can.
Yes.
And will and have done, and I've decent health.
Yes.
Had a few ups and downs during the years, but who hasn't?
Yes.
And I'm at a stage, that I'm sitting back and looking.
Yes.
But I wouldn't change. I wouldn't change anything really.
Yes.
As good as it is,
Yes.
the pension is there now. It brings its problems too, but it's great to have it.
Great to have it,
it's great to be able to go down and look at the match here, walk down the road, these are all things that we didn't have, but then we were younger.
Yeah, yeah.
And money wasn't as plentiful.
Yes.
Sure.
It's a great time to be alive, though, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it's marvellous.
Marvellous, it's right, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great time to be alive.
So, if you were to summarise, or try to summarise in a few minutes back, the impact GAA is after having on your life and the impact it has on the community in general.
Well, on my life it was massive, Liam, because aside from the drinking of it, I began to realise that I couldn't do everything myself.
Yeah.
And you got in a team situation,
Yes.
working as a team, whether it be county board, whether it, from the club up. You met different people, you met different problems. I learned the hard way, I suppose. You can't solve all the problems yourself, so you need help.
Yes.
And I think that's the important thing. Ask for it.
Yes.
I was very slow to ask for it. And as I say, I'm after getting a few wonderful years. Seeing all the advances and improvements and lads getting on well, and I love it.
Yes.
I love to see it in progression. The number of cars going down that road there is amazing. To say that we used to play hurling on it one time.
Yes.
You wouldn't know.
You will interrupt now, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So, did GAA impact on the community part of you?
Oh, massive tooling, and then the influx of newcomers, coming to live, has added to it.
Yes.
It was always well, I would be biased, I suppose. It was always the core, the centre of the parish.
Yes.
It's centred around, you see it on a field day, and it brought people together. I summed it up sometime. I said when it was able to make people renew friendships after the Civil War.
Yes.
It could do anything.
Good doing, yeah.
And that
was a good test.
That was, and that the biggest test it could have.
Yes.
And I read a book at one stage where two of the great Kerry footballers back the years.
Sean Vaughan was one, was he?
Yeah, very man. They're on opposite sides in the Civil War, but football brought them back.
Yes.
And they played alongside one another.
Yeah.
It
was wonderful, wasn't it?
Oh, it was marvellous.
Yeah.
And the GAA is in a position to do that still.
Yeah.
Not in a Civil War, but in the same same method, without setting out to be that.
Yes, yeah.
It's turned out to be that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It has the power to lead, hasn't it?
It has.
Yes.
It has, and I would safely say, they have opened up too. Like you have soccer in Croke Park, you have rugby in Croke Park.
Great, isn't it?
It's marvellous. It's share and share.
Share,
yeah.
She'll probably go then share with the clubs and sure.
That's it.
Everyone's a winner.
That's it. Everyone's a winner, and the clubs need money.
Yeah, of course they do. Yeah.
To keep going, and it's more difficult every year.
Yeah.
And as I say, I'm delighted to see your own Liam, chairman of the club, and a young committee, young progressive committee.
Yeah.
It's marvellous.
Yeah.
I applaud them.
It's great to see someone take up the mantle and keep it going. And
Yes. No, not letting it die.
Yeah. I think the 3-year rule that we have on the chairman, I think that's a great idea.
A great idea.
Yeah. Because I can give it a blast for the 3 years.
He can go flat out.
And he's over there then.
That's he can go flat out,
and if he wants to then, or he or she can take a break for a couple of years.
That's right, and come back
again.
Yeah. It is.
But give it your best shot.
Yeah.
When you're there.
Because you're right, years ago people got worn out.
Yes, wore out.
And others got worn out listening to him.
Yeah, that's the truth. Which there's nothing new, sure.
No.
No.
No, we're blessed.
Yeah.
That we're able to get volunteers.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to say, Pat, before we finish?
Well, no, thank you very much to the club and to.
Be back in a few minutes.
Right.
Spend the charge with.
Thanks very much to the club and the committee and for the award, which.
Well overdue, is it?
Well. I fiddled around at my age for a long time. No, I never looked at it as that. No, I did what I could, I suppose,
Yes.
and will continue.
Yes.
It was always a pleasure. No, you had your ups and downs like everything,
Yes.
but if you hadn't them, you'd have nothing.
Yeah, yeah. She wouldn't be home, would you?
No,
No.
no. I'm very, very honoured and humbled to be the recipient of Teastas Omois.
Brilliant, Pat. Thank you very much.
Sure, not to thank you, Liam.
So we're concluding the interview with Pat then. A lengthy interview with a man that has a long and varied career within the half house Bunclody and a valued member of the community. So this is Liam and Pat saying
Slán. Yeah. Thanks, Liam. Thank you very much.